Good evening, friends, and welcome. Let me do a mic check here. I got on a different shirt this evening. Oh, look at that. Okay, take a picture. It's going to be one of the few times you're going to see me in a white T-shirt. We're at the church yesterday, and just this morning, my back is not feeling too good, so didn't spend most of my time in bed. But that's the way it goes. We can still continue on with a smile, hopefully, and see how things go. We have got Gil was the first one on this evening. Welcome, Gil. I touched my Apple mouse. Got it. But anyhow, let me see if I can scroll up here without clicking myself out of the system. Gil was the first one in this evening. Thank you, Gil, Little Lone Prepper. I have no idea why it does that. All I'm doing is scrolling, and it's taking me all kinds of different places. So I apologize. I guess I'm going to have to buy a new mouse. I don't know what the problem is. Little Lone Prepper, Mother Earth Garden Club, Sue Me, good evening. I have something to show you here in just a minute. Shady Hill Homestead. Let me see, Little Lone Prepper. I think I said Utah Mike. And Laura Mannion and Butch Graves. God, look at all these fantastic people. Suzanne Goulet, good evening. Hello, Tofu. Good evening. Good to see you. Gosh, who else? Teresa Buchanan. Muskoka Oma. Wow. Tracy Brewing. That's a new name. No, Tracy. I have this Apple mouse, this wireless mouse. And sometimes when I touch it, just touching it, it decides to do its own thing. I think it's possessed. So, I may have to have an exorcist come in and take over my mouse or do something to my mouse. You never can tell. But anyhow, gosh, I'm unravel that. Okay, just got off Gil. For those of you who are not on Camp Family Patent Compound live, just prior to this one, it's always a good show. Gil on Monday nights and Tuesday nights has a 7 o'clock Central. Michelle Mitten Prepper Veteran, hello. She just put out a video on, and I just finished watching it just as Gil's show was starting, and that was surviving on $1 a day for food, or something to that effect. But great ideas on things to eat and some unique recipes that will help you in poor times. Or in SHTF times. So how's that? Hello, Tofu. I said that. And Laura Cool. So is that cool as in auf Deutsch? Lori Cool. So anyhow, like I said, on Monday and Tuesday nights before my live is on Monday nights, Gil does his Camp Family Patent Homestead. And on Tuesday nights, he does Gray Man Prepping. So it's the same guy, different channels, okay? But he's always the right before I am on Mondays and Tuesdays. So I was watching his live, and Sue Me asked a question, and she said, can you can cabbage, pickled cabbage? And so, yes, this is my favorite band. This is Aunt Nellie's. You can tell that we go through a lot of this. We probably have about 12 to 18 jars in stock. You see, I put this one in stock 424. So, we go through that an awful lot. We'll eat an awful lot of that. My other favorite one, as far as pickled cabbage, is Libby's Bavarian style sauerkraut with caraway seeds. So that's just something else. That red cabbage, along with Reed's 3-bean salad, is what we have when I have my birthday presentation from Helen. And that's Käsespätzle mit Schinken und Zwiebeln, which is, and that's Doppelgebacht. And so that's basically a cheese spätzle with onions and ham, and then it's doppelgebracht, which means it's a casserole. So it's doppelgebracht actually literally means twice cooked. Okay, so first you cook the spätzle and put the cheese in and melt it, and then you put it into the oven and throw the onions and the ham on top of that, and that's what makes it doppelgebracht is the twice cooked. The other one I want to strongly recommend, and you do this warm, okay? Germans eat their potato salad, Kartoffelsalat, warm. So Reed's also has German potato salad. Fantastic. So we have probably a case of this. We have probably, maybe half a case of sauerkraut. And then we have a case each of these, the potato salad. Whoops, let's see if I can, there we go. And the 3-bean salad. And that's from a company called Reed. So just really good products, really love them. Hope you get some and hope you enjoy them. Let me see here. Okay, Muskoka Oma says that Maggie wanted to tell everyone she misses the lives, but she has company staying with her, so she won't be able to attend the live streams for a month, but she will watch the replays. Yes, I was concerned that I haven't seen Maggie, so I texted her and we had a real quick, great chat. And yeah, we miss her, but she did make a comment on one of my shorts I noticed here recently. So that's I always appreciate it when you all watch the shorts and when you all share those or like those or anything like that. And that really helps out an awful lot. Do you see that we went over 6,000 subscribers? That's great. Once again, I'm going to recommend that you go to Prepping with Sarge, subscribe to his channel, Camp Family Patton Homestead, subscribe to that channel, Gray Man Prepping. Now, Gil there are 2 Gray Man Prepping channels. Gil, if you're on here, would you please put in the correct link, or Kaylin, either one, for tomorrow night's live, your live tomorrow night, Gray Man Prepping, so that people can subscribe to that as well. Michelle Mitten, Prepper Veteran, has been away for a while. She's back. She's put out a couple videos in the last 2 weeks. She does a good job as well. Who else? Gosh. Oh, my friend Pete, the roaming prepper. He's getting into a lot of shorts, and man, is he doing some good videos here recently. Of course, I go to Prepper Dog for my news and everything, and he's out of Georgia. Of course, he and I are going to have a rivalry here pretty soon, because the Georgia Bulldogs are ranked the NCAA #1 team, and my UT Longhorns are ranked #2. So they play each other here in about 5 weeks. So that's going to be fun. I'm going to have to, he and I will probably be on online or something back and forth with each other, but we'll see how that goes. Theoxorus, good evening. Welcome. Good to see you. Cats and Prepping, same thing. Well, thank you you like the coffee short. So I have an entire corner. I mean, I have put coffee, beans, instant in these boxes that basically it's the boxes I get from the LDS Provident Living Center, which have 10 number 10 cans, 6 number 10 cans in them. I fill those up with instant coffee and coffee beans, and I have it stacked. It's stacked 8 high in the corner of that pantry office. Okay. In the laundry room, I have 12 number 10 cans of Kirkland coffee. So I think if you saw the video there was a 3-pound can of Kirkland coffee. That's the one that we drink most of the time. That's the number 10 can. My grandchildren, my wife and my daughter got me a whole case of Black Rifle Coffee K-Cups for my birthday, several boxes, 1 box from everybody, basically. So I have all kinds of Black Rifle Coffee stuff. One of my favorites, of course, is Nutrient Survival. So I have that both in the bag, you have to scoop out and make your own, as well as the individual serving of coffee. So yeah, so now I did let me see if I can do that for you. Here, I will share that with you. Settings. Did you yell, Helen? Let me see here. Where I want to go. Now, I don't want to go to settings. I don't know what I did. Uh-oh, let me see. Audio virtual background. I don't want that stuff. Let's escape. Yeah, escape works there. I want to do present. There we go. So present, share screen. I don't know if I can do this, but I'm going to try. And can I get down to my Microsoft Outlook? No, I can only do Gmail tabs. I mean, Google tabs. I was going to show you my spreadsheet. But anyhow, I did the spreadsheet, did all the math, did the research for this. That there's a fantastic website online, tells you how many ounces it takes to do 6, 10, or 12 ounce cups of coffee. Got all that taken care of. I figured that I would have 2 guards, and I would probably want to give them a 10-ounce cup of coffee every hour from about 10 p.m. until 6 a.m. to keep them awake and on guard duty. I would probably want 2 to 4 cups of coffee a day. So I took that entire corner plus 2 shelves in the laundry room of coffee, added it all up, and it adds up. With that as my usage, okay, 16 plus 4, 20 10-ounce cups a day. Then I only have enough coffee for 133 days. So I need a lot more coffee. So I'm going to Sam, if I can move tomorrow, and if my back will cooperate, then I'm going to go to Sam's and get more coffee. I'm trying to focus on instant coffee because it has a longer shelf life, as well as beans. And I think I showed you my bean. My mother-in-law knows how much I love my coffee beans and everything. So she bought me a grinder for my birthday one year, and she just a pour over system for Christmas one year. I was very lucky. I had the best mother-in-law on the face of the earth. She was just phenomenal. Let me get up here and catch up with your chat. Then we'll get into tonight's session, since I've already used up 15 minutes of the time and we haven't gotten anywhere. So thank you, Little Lone Prepper. There's Michelle Mitten Prepper Veterans channel. Kaylin is here. Great. And Kaylin, if you would do me a favor, if you would put up Gil's, I haven't seen it yet, but if you would put up Gil's link for tomorrow night, I would greatly, greatly appreciate that. So German potato salad is my absolute favorite, especially if it has schinken in it, which is bacon. Schinken is actually pork, but anyhow, put in bacon, lots of bacon. Oh my gosh. I tell you what, it's just, it's phenomenal. Romans 1:25-26. Welcome. Good evening. Good to see you. Let me see. Thank you, Little Lone Prepper. There we go. So this is Gil's channel for tomorrow night. Please subscribe to that if you would, please. Let me see. And here's Pete's. Thank you, guys are on the ball. Thank you so much for sharing those. Thank you, Teresa. My friend Pete, good to go. And Keelan put hers up again. And let me see. Let me tell you, it is a fantastic coffee. I can't afford it as much as I would like. I have to go with the less expensive stuff, but when you consider all the nutrients that it's enhanced with and everything else, I'm saving. I mean, I've had maybe 4 cups of the same individual serves. I like mine a little bit stronger than what they recommend. Now that's an honest company, because let me tell you, when they say that it'll make a 10-ounce cup of coffee, it makes a 10-ounce cup of coffee. Whereas everybody else, if you look on it, it says makes 250 cups. Those are 6-ounce cups, not 10-ounce. So, Nutrient Survival's done it right. They've got it to where it's going to be for people who drink coffee and not for teetotalers. Okay, so I appreciate that, and it's really good. Nescafe, Keurig are both, Keurig is great. Yeah, we had one kick the bucket as well, so got Helen a new one for her birthday, and she told me tomorrow when I go to Sam's, she's out of Sam's Club French roast Keurig cups, so get her some of that as well. I'll be totally honest with you, Kaylin. I've only they probably have 20 different flavors. I've only found one that really, really just sticks to me, and I really want it. And I forgot the name of it. I would have to go take a look. But pretty good coffee. I've only found one that's just I would consider in the superior look. Okay, so Phioxerus says, serious. Be very careful of everyone now, especially people you might have once trusted. I had 2 bad experiences between 30 and Saturday with 2 very old friends. Politics is making things really, really divisive. We have our Georgetown seniors, and one of the things I try to avoid doing is I don't want to apostolize, and I try to stay away from politics, especially as divisive as the country is, because people don't discuss anymore. All we do is argue, whether it be politics or religion. So I don't want to argue with anybody. But anyhow, so one of the ladies that I really, really like said something to Helen while I was up ordering lunch at the counter. This is our senior monthly meeting, or monthly luncheon. And Helen told me later, she told her, don't say that to Lee. You don't want Lee's opinion on that. And so anyhow, she has now been advised not to discuss politics with me, because I get kind of upset if people when people don't use their noggin, when everything is emotion and no common sense. And so it bothers me. Right now, thanks to the miracles of tramadol, thanks to the miracles of a fantastic heat pad, right now I'm sitting up. I've made it for 2 hours sitting up today straight. I'm going to try to sit up for breakfast tomorrow morning, the men's breakfast group. I'm going to try to walk through Sam's. And if I can do those 2 things tomorrow, then I'm going to call it a day, and we'll see where we go from there. My next appointment with neurology, and I have unidentified syncope as well. So we don't know why. Probably because of the fact that I have neuropathy in both of my feet. But occasionally I just fall down and pass out. So I can be standing there, and it's all of a sudden standing up 1 minute and down on the ground the next minute. I've cracked many a tile with my head. So, but neurology thinks they might have a solution for me coming up this Thursday. So I'm anxious to see about that. Right now, the pregabalin, and it's really strange. I went to 200 milligrams a day, and all of a sudden I started getting these splotches all over my arm, and bruises and everything else. So I went back from 4 down to 3, and the splotches are going away. So I think I've hit my max of 150 milligrams a day with pregabalin. I agree. It's terrible to lose friends, especially over something like that. Yeah, it rips your heart. It really does. Whoa, Utah Mike, what a great idea. Thank you for sharing that. I think people are pretty much, addicted to the coffee and the warmth that it brings as well. So on a cold winter night, there's nothing like a hot cup of coffee, except, and I'm going to get another big can tomorrow, Swiss Miss, hot chocolate. So that's my drink during the winter. Amen. Okay, view new comments. We're going to use this pad here. I'm sorry if I pass somebody over. I'm trying to not use my mouse too much. I'm trying to teas with caffeine. Helen and I were talking about that just this afternoon. When I showed her my spreadsheet and everything, she said, "Well, you do know we have a whole bunch of black tea," and I need to take that into consideration next. Wow, Kaylin, thank you. You can buy packs of those off ration. Okay, I'll have to check into that. Thank you very much for that suggestion. She takes care of me. She takes care of me. Yeah, I'm lucky to have somebody smarter than I am that I'm married to. So the Medicare pays for both acupuncture and for chiropractor work. Most chiropractors don't like to take me because of my spinal stenosis, which is caused because of a fracture in L4, L5. And so because of that, most chiropractors don't like to touch me. But the hospital has a chiropractor, the hospital I go to. And so I will alternate between the chiropractor and the acupuncturist. However, I've already used up the maximum number of trips to the chiropractor for this year that Medicare will pay for. So, but yes, both of those work. I am, homeopathic medicine is real and it is a good solution. And I strongly encourage other people to look into it. I will tell you, I broke my ankle when I was over in Korea doing the counter-terrorist stuff for the Seoul Olympics in 1988. I was supposed to play golf with the commanding general of the Korean CIA. There, it's a military thing. And so he came to pick me up to play golf. And I was in a hotel where they had marble steps. And it had rained. And I stepped on a step, fell down, broke my ankle. So I played 9 holes of golf on a broken ankle using my putter for a crutch. And when he looked down and saw my ankle, he said, "I think you broke your ankle." And I said, "Yeah, I think I did too." He says, "I'm going to send you to my doctor." Well, this was just when we had the, what was it? I forget the name of it, the AIDS epidemic. And they said it was from sharing needles. You had to have sanitized needles and everything else. Well, the general's personal physician was an acupuncturist. So he sent me there, and I was scared to death because I was afraid I was going to get AIDS because I wasn't sure of how clean his needles were. But he put those needles in my ankle. I'll tell you what, 15 minutes later, the swelling was gone, the pain was gone. And then he said, "Your ankle's broken. It has to be set. You've got to go to a Western doctor." And so they sent me to Seoul, to the U.S. Yongsan, to the U.S. Hospital in Yongsan. And they set my ankle, put it in a cast. And then, yeah, so I became convinced in 1988 of the efficacy of acupuncture. It's a fantastic science or art, whatever you want to call it. And it's funny. That's how Helen broke her hip. She came into the kitchen for a glass of water and tripped over a dog bowl and fell and broke her hip. And I heard her head make contact with the tile on the floor. So if it hadn't been for that, then she would have been laying there for quite a while. But yeah, it's terrible. And so as you get older, you have some of these challenges that we have to be constantly aware of and take care of ourselves because of it. But Tracy, I'm so sorry for your loss. I thank you for that word of caution, and thank you for your concern in mentioning that. I'm sure that it's a heavy burden on your heart to share that, but thank you so much for your concern. I appreciate that. Kaylin says acupressure is good as well. Let me see. Okay. So Mother Earth says that they used acupuncture on her legs for pain at the clinic 2 times. When I tried to reschedule, they told me to discontinue it because it didn't work. Never asked her. I agree. It works. It worked on me. So, I am totally convinced. And, if you were, I know it's helped my back. I know it helped my ankle. I am convinced. It did not work helping me quit smoking. So I had the little thing in my ear, reach up and pinch it, and I'd hold on to it while I was smoking, but that's just, some things work and some things don't. Okay, let's get into this. So the first thing is, he talks about a personal list. Make sure you have spare glasses, reading glasses, birth control, prescription and non-prescription medications. Keep your dentistry up to date. I was down to where I had so few teeth left that I invested the price of a house in these teeth. So they drilled 4 holes into my jaw on the top and 4 on the bottom. And then this is all ceramic, permanently screwed into my jaw. Fantastic. All you have to do is water pick the space between the ceramic teeth and your gums to keep anything out of there. And then, do that once a day with the mouthwash to prevent any kinds of infections. Very easy to maintain. If you have teeth problems, if you think you're going to continue to have teeth problems, get that done. It's called All on 4, and you do All on 4 upper and lower. And I will tell you, it is basically the price of the house to get it done. And there's no feeling. So I have to be very, very careful, like eating corn on the cob or anything like that. Can't tell you how many times I've chewed my gums or chewed my tongue. But you don't have any feeling with your... Right now, you can feel when you're eating steak or when you're eating corn or anything like that. But once you have all artificial teeth, you don't have any feeling at all. So keep your dentistry up to date. Get any elective surgery. If you have a hernia that you think can get worse, get it taken care of. If there's some sort of elective surgery you need to get done now, get it done now. Stay in shape. That's the biggest one. Make sure that you are physically, because see, there's this thing. There's a symbiotic relationship between your physical health and your mental health. The better your physical health, the better your mental health. The better your mental health, the better your physical health. They reinforce each other. So you've got to make sure you're taking care of your mind. You got to make sure you're taking care of your body. Now here I am preaching that, and I didn't go to my exercises today. I hope you forgive me for that. I didn't go because I could just barely move. So, but typically Helen and I do exercises. It's called Silver Sneakers. It's designed for seniors. And so it's weights, elastic bands, a ball for balance and throwing and catching and dribbling and all this kinds of stuff. A lot of walking, a lot of stability exercises, standing on one foot. My neurologist doesn't want me to do that. He says I've got to hold on to something all the time because he's afraid I'll have another fainting spell as a result of the stability. But anyhow, they're intertwined. Make sure you're taking care of both of those. Let me see. So Keelan said she had 4 wisdom teeth yanked in one shot. I thought she had only pulled 2. She said nope, all 4. When I had these installed, it was an 8-hour session. So I had 17 teeth pulled, 8 holes drilled and implants put in. And that was with this oral surgeon in the morning. And then that afternoon, I went to the periodontist, and he fabricated the temporary teeth. And then I had those for 8 weeks while they made the permanent teeth, went back in, put the permanent teeth in. But yeah, pulled 17 teeth all at one time. Let me see. Here, maybe I can do it this way. Pictures. I don't know if this will show up or not, but we'll try it. Well, no, that's me. I don't want that. Okay, let me get this down here. And I did one of those free get rid of duplicate photo things on my phone, and it deleted more than duplicates. I can tell you that much. But let me see here. Is that it? No, that's not it. But I'm looking for the photos of my face after the surgery. So we shall see if I can find them. No, I'm not finding them. I'm sorry. But I was bruised basically from here down to my Adam's apple. And I guess those are some of the ones that got eliminated when they wanted to get rid of duplicate photos. Doggone. Yeah. Won't be able to show anybody that and I tell you what, you spend a lot of time on pain pills for a couple of days. But anyhow, yes, I do sublingual B12 every morning, and I also do a B12 pill. Okay, so get all that taken care of is the moral for that. Back strength and health. Boy, am I one to talk about that, huh? Get comfort items that help you through high stress times: books, games, CDs, chocolate. Remember, I've been showing you on my weekly pantry hauls. Rudy, the Alaska prepper, vacuum sealed some Snickers bars, and he ate one of them after 7 years, and it was still good. So I've been vacuum sealing these. Oh well, nope, I'm not finding anything today. Golly. Oh, there they are. I've been vacuum sealing my licorice. So after I get a licorice bag, I open it and put it in a Ziploc. Then I'll eat that, and I ration myself 2 a day of those. So I've vacuum sealed a couple bags of those. Vacuum sealed, oh gosh, a whole box full of Snickers and then I have another box of hard candies. Make sure you get plenty of candy. Cocoa, get plenty of cocoa so you can make candy, and caramel and things like that. Okay, next, Chem and Nuke defense. I'm going to put it, there is a link in the show notes. And I'm going to show that to you right now because my friend Roman, he owns a company, and that company's name is Mira Safety. And so anyhow, he today put out a fantastic video or email, and I wanted to share it with you. So I've got the link that he put in the email. I think this is it. Yeah, that's it. So this is the website that he put out in his email to me today, that I just think is phenomenal. And so, whoops, I want to make sure okay, UTab, there we go. Come on, add to stage. There we go. Okay, so he put this out today about Chem and Nuke preparedness. Let me get on that so I can kind of filter through here for you. Just great articles. How many wars are going on right now in 2024? I don't think people are aware of the things. We just had 2 nuns come yesterday from Africa, and it was for the Sisters of the Children of Christ. And they were talking about how in Seychelles and Kenya and that area, the Horn area of Africa, Nigeria, they have 12, 13, and 14-year-old girls being sold off into marriage because the men and prostitution and forced prostitution, all these things going on, just unbelievable. I don't think there are very many people who are aware of how many wars are actually being fought actively right now throughout the world. We're focused on Israel and Hamas, Hezbollah. We're focused on China and Taiwan. We're focused on Ukraine, Russia. All these other little things that are going on, just we don't pay attention to them. So Roman has gone into a pretty good detailed length here. So many conflicts. When will World War III start? How close are we to World War III in 2024? What countries will be involved? The top 6 economic impacts of World War III based on a World War II analysis. Final thoughts on a World War III scenario, and then frequently asked questions. Just great email and article on this website. Strongly recommend that you review it. And I really love his products. So let me see. I should be able to reach it. Nope, I can't reach it. Let me go get down here real quick. Let me get rid of these. Get back here. And then I'm going to try to bend over. That's why I'm not finding it. It's over here instead of over there. But if you can, I have a short, about 5-minute video on how you can make your own NBC protective suits. So, a dollar poncho, some shatterproof glasses that basically cover your eyes. Pull the poncho over, have a bandana so that you can pull that tight and nothing gets in. At least an N95 mask. You can use a surgical mask, but you want to make sure it conforms tight so you aren't inhaling any fallout dust. You've got the poncho on. Get some painter's slippers or painter's booties. You can get like a dozen of them for maybe $10, a dozen pair, that is, and put those over your shoes so that if you're walking in radioactive dust or anything else, you can take those off and not bring in the radioactive dust. Gloves, so I use nitrile gloves in my kit. I put all those components into a 1 gallon Ziploc bag. As a matter of fact, I gave one to Sue Me when she was here. And but I put all those contents in a 1 gallon Ziploc bag, and I keep one in each seat of my pickup and each seat of the car. And that way you've always got it just in case. Okay. But if you can afford it, get one of these. This is now the nice thing about this one too is that it has the canteen that comes with it, but it's got the protective mask. You put the filter on the side. The filters are in another box down below. So the filter screws right on here, and then you've got nice protection. And then this has a tube so that you can drink your water without exposing your mouth to the environment if it's a radioactive environment. So, if you can afford that, go for it. If you can't, don't worry about it. At least get an N95 mask, okay? Because you need something to, as long as the stuff is on your body, you can rinse it off. You can't rinse it out if you inhale it. So if it gets into your ears, if it gets into your nose or in your mouth and into your lungs, then all of a sudden you're going to have problems because now you have radioactivity inside your body. You can't get rid of that, okay? That's going to be an issue. Potassium iodide, KIO, okay? For people 65 years and over, remember that the only thing that KIO does is it protects your thyroid. That's the only thing it protects, okay? So if you're 65 and over, the amount of time it will take to have the thyroid cancer as a result of not having the KIO is beyond your lifespan. So if you're over 65, it doesn't matter whether you take it or not. You're going to have the same lifespan. For those who are younger than 65, take the KIO so you don't develop thyroid cancer later. It does not protect you against radioactivity. It protects your thyroid against radioactivity. Oh, Sue Me keeps it in her car. Fantastic. You tell Mike, he says 50. I say 65. Different things. Kaylin has N99s and N95s. Man, I can't breathe with an N99. Okay. I just can't breathe with an N99. I even have problems sometimes with the regular face mask, and because those are basically N99s as well, but it gives me more area inside that allows me to inhale better, especially with my lungs. I mean, I've got good lungs. Okay. So that's, as a matter of fact, that's what caused me to quit smoking was the fact that when I was working at the homeless shelter, I was in the elevator with a guy who had MRSA pneumonia, and I had community-acquired MRSA pneumonia, 3 weeks in ICU. So when you're on a ventilator in ICU, you quit smoking. Just miracles happen. So yes, absolutely, Mother Earth. You're absolutely correct. It only protects against thyroid cancer. Okay. Well, that's one of the bad things about fake teeth. I just broke a fingernail, and so I can't chew it. I'm going to have to get a file and file that. Okay, so some of the other things: get a radiation meter. I have two. I have a big spectrum, and then this is a smaller spectrum. So this one goes down to smaller measurements than does the other one. And then I keep it right here just in case, right over my shoulder. And then also make sure you have a dosimeter. So this is a dosimeter card. Get one of these for each person. It's made so you can wear it around your neck. And then it tells the total amount of radiation that your body has been exposed to over time. So this one, Okay, this one tells you how much radiation you're exposed to right now. Okay, but so this is this minute. This one is over the last 15 minutes. I'm sorry, this one. Yeah, there we go. Okay, but anyhow, so that's the difference between a dosimeter and a Geiger counter or a radiation detector. But you want both. You want the dosimeter so you can tell how much you've been exposed to over time. When I was younger, the dosimeters looked like pins. So you actually had to look inside the dosimeter. You held it up and peeked through, and then it had a little line that it moved to show you how much you had been exposed to. These, when I was working at the nuclear power plant in Pennsylvania, that's what we had to wear dosimeters all the time. So same thing there. Let me see. Oh, wow, Rebecca. Hello, welcome. And I hope John's with you. I'm always happy to see the two of you. Says make sure you have plenty of sheet plastic, tarps, other things. I haven't. So if we're exposed to radiation, you come in through this through the gate here into the backyard. I have enough tarps, and they're set up. I have hooks, so I just take the tarps, and they're hanging from the inside. Okay, so that anything on the outside is automatically not going to fall inside that crevice. Okay, so that let me show you. Let me give you a good example here. So if you have your tarp here, and the radiation is coming from here, okay, then it's going to hit here and bounce off and go down. If, on the other hand, you have your tarp here, okay, and let me see here, and this is here, then it comes in, then it's going to get in between. And that's what you don't want. So I have it on the inside so that it can't get in between. And then it deflects out. So there's one area. The first area you come to is basically a shower. You're going to shower your stuff off. Then you're going to doff all of your protective equipment and throw it into a trash bag, trash can right there in the corner off of the patio. Okay. Then once you've done that, then there's another shower station. So that at that shower station, now that you've gotten rid of all your clothing and everything, you're standing there naked. Now you're going to shower a second time to get any residual stuff off of you. Now, both of these are on slightly inclined areas so that the water's going to wash off out into the yard. Then once that's done, then there's another area where I have a foot locker full of towels so you can pat yourself dry. You don't want to rub, you want to pat, and then you can walk inside the house and get into some clothing. But that's the whole idea behind the backyard, making sure that I have a safe place with all those tarps and plastic that I can take off any effective radiation. Duct tape, HEPA filters, outdoor shower rig. I have two. Then she says, make sure you have disinfectants, hand sanitizer, N95 respirator, steam vaporizer, expectorants, antibiotics, antivirals. Why an expectorant? You want to, if you did accidentally cough in or get in any radioactive fallout, you want to try to cough that out. So an expectorant is going to help you cough to hopefully get rid of it. That is absolutely correct, Rebecca. You don't want to use a shampoo either. You just want to rinse it off with straight water. That first wash, and then the second wash, you don't want to rub, okay? Because if there is any residual radioactive fallout, when you rub, you're basically grinding it into your skin. You just want to rinse so that it falls off, okay? So don't use any soap, don't use any conditioner, don't use anything, just plain cold or warm water if you can get it, and rinse it off and be good with that. Okay. And then antibiotic and antivirals. So that's the opportunity to give you another one. And they've got a special going on right now, $10 off. And my link in my code or down below, get a Jace case. And so the special right now is if you buy one, you get $10 off the first one. If you buy a second one, you get $30 off the second one. So the great thing about this, I am allergic to azithromycin. So if you look in here, there's no azithromycin. They basically substituted and gave me an extra dosage of, what is this? Ciprofloxacin. Ciprofloxacin? Yeah. But anyhow, and then as I've got other things, I also picked up some, let me see, this is another antibiotic that I take, and this is amoxicillin. And then I've also got a little bit extra of prednisone. I end up taking prednisone probably every 3 months. But anyhow, you're going to need some antibiotics. And especially, I am really afraid of cryptosporidiosis because I saw what it did to a family member when we had a crypto outbreak 2 houses ago. That was you can look it up. The Brushy Creek Mud military. What's MUD stand for? Municipal Utility District. But anyhow, the Brushy Creek Mud, I think it was 1995 crypto outbreak. You can read about that. We had a family member who was the very first confirmed case of that outbreak, and it was not anything to look forward to. Oh wow, I have no idea where that is, Gil. And let me do a map here. I have a feeling that's probably up closer to Pete. Remember, Texas is about the size of France. Oh yeah, looking at the brown, that's going to be out closer to Pete than it is here. Lamesa. Oh no, that's not too far from here. That's maybe 120 miles. Lamesa is maybe an hour up the road. No, not even 120 miles. So Ackerley, wow. Ackerley is just north of Big Spring, halfway between Big Spring and Lamesa. And so, wow, that is close. I didn't feel it. So, I'm thinking of Lameda. So this is north of Big Spring. Great steakhouse in Big Spring, by the way. Okay. Yeah, this is up closer to where, this is northwest of San Angelo. So this is up closer to where Pete is, the roaming prepper. But thank you for sharing that, Gil. Both of mine are gravity fed. Well, I'm going to take that back. Both of mine are gravity fed. And then just recently, I purchased a battery operated one. So I have 3 showers now. But I just purchased a battery operated one where you can actually warm up the water and put it in a 5-gallon bucket. And then it's got a battery pump that sucks the water up to the shower head. So I have 3 now. So I have 2 that are gravity fed, and I have 1 that is battery operated. Yes, Kaylin. As a matter of fact, that was, I think, a 6.1, and it caused a tsunami. There were several tsunami buoys that were activated, but it was in an area in between. Is it Vancouver Island, I think, and the coast, so that it was pretty much contained, even though they did have tsunamis. I'm not sure. Yours is probably bigger than mine because both of mine are like 4 or 5 gallons. My biggest concern, and you have to forgive me, I'm a frail old man, is that 5 gallons of water is 40 pounds. So if I have a camp shower and I'm trying to get 40 pounds, I've got to stand on a small ladder, which I'm not supposed to do because of my syncope, and get that hung up in the rafter in my backyard in order to take the shower. So that's why I went with that battery operated one as well. So trying to get 50 pounds up over my head while I'm standing on a ladder, probably not going to happen. So I'm trying to come up with alternative solutions, and I think that battery operated one is going to be pretty good. Let me see. Cryptosporidiosis is actually it's a form of dysentery. Basically, it's from ingesting fecal matter, and so as all of my neighbors don't prepare for what they're going to do when the sewage goes out, you're going to have rampant stuff. That's basically what happened to a lot of people in the Superdome in Atlanta, in New Orleans, was there was fecal matter coming out of the restrooms and everything, and on the floor, and people were getting into it and not being sanitary and washing, and so there was a wide outbreak of crypto there. So that's, but it's the same thing basically, in the same family as dysentery. Sumi, help me. You are far more knowledgeable about that than I am. Oh wow, that's why I love you guys. Thank you. Oh, duh. Yeah, and yeah, and then the number of pulleys you use, you can raise more weight. God, thank you, Sumi. Okay, I owe you something. What we're gonna find a way to pay you for that one. That's a fantastic suggestion. Okay, so that's all I had for you for this evening. Tomorrow night, we're going to be talking about two subjects in this book. So we have what to do about boredom. I don't think you're going to have too much time to be bored, to be honest with you. And then the other one's going to be 7 primary survival concerns. And so, physical fitness and health problems are going to be discussed again tomorrow night. So that's kind of where we are. Let me see where we are in chat. And yeah, Little Lone Prepper, see, you're in the same boat I am. That's 40 pounds. That's so, gosh. Yes, they do. And so do dogs. As a matter of fact, my dogs got it because they were eating rabbit poop out in the backyard. That's what the vet thinks, is that they were eating rabbit poop. We have a whole bunch of wild rabbits around here. They won't be here too much longer after SHTF. I can guarantee you that much. How long have I been troubled with vertigo? Yes. So I have vertigo, and I go to a special stability class, physical therapy, 2 days a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays. So, and that's been for the past, oh gosh, ever since I came down with the MRSA pneumonia. It got worse. So thank you for that. I think so. I think you're right, Kaylin. That's going to be, those, even me, I mean, I'll be doing administrative stuff. I'm going to be handling the radios. I just put out a video. Actually, it'll be out at noon tomorrow. I'm talking about developing your radio, your community radio stuff now. And I break it into 3 different tiers. One of them is going to be your block. Get the $19, $20 FRS radio. That all you want to do is talk to the people on your block, right? Then one person on your block becomes the block captain. That person invests in a GMRS radio. So they have an FRS and a GMRS. So they collect all the stuff from the FRSs, and then they transmit it to the neighborhood head on the GMRS, because you have a little bit more range with that. You get more power. So now that GMRS becomes your centralized neighborhood contact. So that's hopefully somebody like me who has a ham license, and then we can put that into the appropriate VHF, UHF, or HF realm and get that information out to the people that need it. Likewise, the other thing, I have an HF receiver. So a lot of the stuff that we transmitted, HF, shortwave, I will receive, and then I can pass that news down using the same thing. So I would use my GMRS down to the block captains. Then the block captains would take that news and translate it from the GMRS and put it out over their FRS to the people on their block. So that's kind of the thing I'm talking about in the short that comes out at noon tomorrow. Probably. That's. I would have to figure out how to. We'd have to change some tubing, but yeah, that's a very good idea. Thank you for sharing that. Thanks, Rebecca. Have a great evening. Would love to see you all again anytime. You're welcome back here anytime. Thank you, Vision Preparedness. Always good to see you as well. And thank you for what you do for the community. Hey, Little Lone Prepper or Hello Tofu or Vision Preparedness has a great channel too. So if somebody would do me a favor and throw up his link so that people can follow him, that would be great as well. Okay, so that's it. So see you all tomorrow evening. And we're going to get this shut down. Thank you all for being here. We're going to turn to the book of Numbers, chapter 6, verses 24, 25, 26. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord let his face shine upon you and be gracious to you. The Lord look upon you kindly and grant you peace. So remember that we're all in this together so we can come out the other side together. Please be, I just figured out what it was that Mother Earth Garden Club is talking about. So FRS is family radio service, no license required, 22 channels, very easy, $19 walkie-talkie. Pick it up, the battery's already charged, put the battery in, bang, you're talking on the radio. Everything is, like a TV. Tune to the channel you want. And we're going to do channel 3. So tune to channel 3, push the button, give your report, listen. Now the next one up is a little bit more powerful radio, and so it requires a license. You don't have to take a test, just have to apply for the license. And my license is WSED 742. That's my call sign. So you just pay the $35, you got the license, and you can go up in power and talk a bigger distance. So now that the people with the FRS, the little friendly, handheld, easy to use walkie-talkies have reported to me, I can use my GMRS, General Mobile Radio Service, a more powerful radio, and report it up to the next higher level. Okay. Now that next higher level may be a ham operator like I am, and my call sign there is KJEF. KJ5 HEF. But anyhow, so if you're a ham operator, then you have on a different frequency, like AM radio stations. Okay, so we can basically go around the world with that. So HF is where you can listen to things from around the world and transmit around the world. So it's just a series of higher power radios, more complex radios, so that for you, the idea would be to get you an FRS, Family Radio Service walkie-talkie, and that way you don't have to worry about having too much radio expertise. Okay, so now that I figured out what it was you were talking about, hopefully I gave you an answer. Look for tomorrow's video coming out at noon. That's going to be a short, only 1 minute, and I think hopefully you'll understand. Take care, everybody. See you tomorrow night. Bye-bye.